7:45. This is Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by Lavani Vichudunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. The first batch of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines from India is expected to arrive in Sri Lanka on Wednesday. The president assured that any resources of the country that will not be given to foreign entity harming the sovereignty of the island. Results of the GC advanced level examination will be released in April. COVID-19 fatality count reached 280. The virus infections now stands at 57,587 and recoveries climbed to 49,261. The trade minister says fixed prices will be set for essential goods from February. The final rites of late popular media personality Dr. Edwin Aryadasa will take place tomorrow at Borella Cemetery. And in news overseas, veteran US talk show host Larry King dies at the age of 87. Those were the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that the first batch of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines from India is expected to arrive in Sri Lanka on Wednesday. Accordingly, Sri Lanka will receive a consignment of 600,000 vials of Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines free of charge from India. The president revealed this while participating in the discussion with the Villages program that was held in the Valalavita area. He further said that COVID-19 jabs will be the first to be administered to the medical officers, public health inspectors and other health sector workers who are in the front line of coronavirus outbreak in the country. Officers of the Triforces who work closely with the medical staff and people who are more vulnerable to the virus infection will be given the jabs subsequently. He also pointed out that the last government has signed an MOU with India relating to the Eastern Jetty. He said the agreement signed by the two nations cannot be abolished totally. He also assured that any resources of the country that will harm the country's sovereignty will not be given to another country. The seventh discussion with the Villages program was held at the Yattapatha Junior National School grounds in Valalavita Division Secretariat Division. The president also pledged the public that he will eliminate all forms of corruption from the state institutions. Many problems of the people in the area were addressed at this meeting. Minister of Education Professor G.L. Peiris says that the results of the GC advanced level examination for the year 2020 will be released in April. Based on the examination results, steps will be taken to enroll students into the universities by September. The results of the GC ordinary level examination scheduled to be held in March will be released by June, he added. Meanwhile, schools in the Western Province will reopen on January 25th for students appearing for the GC ordinary level examination this year. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And we continue with more local news. The Ministry of Health confirmed Sri Lanka registered 724 more positive cases of COVID-19 yesterday. As per statistics, the total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed so far in the country now stands at 57,587. Recoveries from the virus, meanwhile, climbed to 49,261 so far. However, 8,048 active cases are still under medical care. The Health Ministry says that Sri Lanka has reported 2 more coronavirus-related deaths yesterday. One of the deceased is a 69-year-old male from Mount Lavinia area and the other is an 82-year-old woman from the Ranala area. Accordingly, Sri Lanka has reported 280 deaths from the virus thus far. The final rites of the late popular media personality Kalakirti Dr. Edwin Aryadasa will take place tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the Borella Cemetery under state patronage. The funeral organizing committee said that the remains are now lying at the Jayaratne Funeral Parlour in Borella for public to pay their last respect until 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. Final rites will be carried out according to the health guidelines. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The first batch of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines from India is expected to arrive in Sri Lanka on Wednesday. The president assured that any resources of the country that will not be given to foreign entity harming the sovereignty of the island. Results of the GC advanced level examination will be released in April. COVID-19 fatality count reaches 280. Virus infections now stands at 57,587 and recoveries climb to 49,261. Trade Minister says fixed prices will be set for essential goods from February. The final rites of the late popular media personality Dr. Edwin Aridasa will take place tomorrow at the Borella Cemetery. And that was the local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, Minister of Trade Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that the direct importers and manufacturers have agreed to maintain a fixed price for essential goods with effect from February. A meeting with the local manufacturers and direct importers was held recently at the Ministry of Trade under the patronage of the Minister. At the meeting, the Minister explained how plans have been made to procure goods from specific vendors using a specific system for CWE and cooperative outlets instead of the process carried out individually by each institution. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And in Washla this morning, water in the Bolgoda River in the Kalathura district has been polluted as it flows in the Hurriyathuru area since the sawmill owners and illicit liquor brewers are releasing wood dust, goda and other waste to the river. Although Bolgoda is the largest natural lake in the country, the Central Environmental Authority officials never inspect if timber mills by the river are polluting the water. The water emanates an unbearable smell as illicit liquor distillers in small islands amidst the Bolgoda River are releasing goda and chemicals to the water. They transport the illicit liquor on boats daily, the villagers said. The residents of the area said that timber mill owners, tourist hotel owners and other companies adjoining the Bolgoda River are responsible for polluting the river. This is for the attention of the relevant authorities. And that came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Veteran US talk show host Larry King dies at the age of 87. Alleged Asia drug lord C. Chi Lop was arrested in Amsterdam. Those are the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the world news. Larry King, giant of U.S. broadcasting who achieved worldwide fame for interviewing political leaders and celebrities, has died at the age of 87. King conducted an estimated 50,000 interviews in his 6-decade career, which included 25 years as a host of the popular CNN talk show Larry King Live. He died at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, according to Aura Media, a production company he co-founded. Earlier this month, he was treated in hospital for COVID-19, U.S. media say. Police in the Netherlands have arrested the alleged head of one of the world's biggest drug gangs on warrant issued by Australia. C. Chi Lop, the Chinese-born Canadian national, is said to be the head of the company, which dominates a $70 billion illegal drugs market across Asia. Listed as one of the world's most wanted fugitives, Mr. C was detained in Amsterdam's Schiphol airport. Australia will now seek his extradition to face trial there. Wuhan has long since recovered from the world's first outbreak of COVID-19. It is now being remembered not as a disaster but as a victory, and with the insistence that the virus came from somewhere, anywhere but there. From the moment a new pandemic coronavirus emerged in the same city as a laboratory dedicated to the study of the new viruses with the pandemic potential, Professor Shi Zheling has found herself the focus of one of the biggest scientific controversies of our time. For much of the past year, she has met the suggestion that SARS-CoV-2 may have escaped from the Wuhan Institute of Virology with angry denial. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Veteran US talk show host Larry King dies at the age of 87. Alleged Asia drug lord C.G. Lop was arrested in Amsterdam. And that was the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In development news, a program to provide drinking water facilities for rural communities has been expanded under the Water for All program. The head of the Presidential Task Force, Basu Rajapaksa, said that massive responsibilities and tasks have been entrusted to the National Community Water Supply Department. The Community Water Abhiman program is a 5-year plan. Therefore, the government has estimated 15,000 million rupees for this task. With that, we move on to sports news. The English team scored 98 runs for the loss of 2 wickets at the close of the day for the first innings on the second day of the second test match played between Sri Lanka and England in Galle. Sri Lanka were all out for 381 in their first innings and Angelo Matthews scored 110 runs. That was the sports news and business news coming up. The Paddy Marketing Board is ready to purchase 48,000 metric tons of paddy from the Polonnaru district after harvesting the Maha season in a few months. This process will be implemented under the National Programme for Purchasing of Paddy. 40 centres have been set up to store paddy. That is the business news, and economic news follows.
Economic News, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And in economic news, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has requested the licensed banks in the country to cut back non-essential expenditure while exercising diligence and prudence when incurring capital expenditure. Observing that the varied views published recently on discretionary payments, including payment of cash dividends by licensed bank, the CBSL has issued a clarification yesterday. That was economic news, and the weather report to conclude.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally, the weather report. The Met Department says a few showers will occur in the eastern and Nuwa provinces. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Sabaragamuwa province and in the Kaluthara, Galle and Mathura districts after 2 p.m. And to conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. The first batch of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines from India is expected to arrive in Sri Lanka on Wednesday. The president assured that any resources of the country harming the sovereignty of the island will not be given to any foreign country. Results of the GC advanced level examination will be released in April. COVID-19 fatality count reaches 280. Virus infections now stands at 57,587 and recoveries climbed to 49,261. The Trade Minister says fixed prices will be set for essential goods from February. The final rites of late popular media personality Dr. Edwin Aryadasa will take place tomorrow at the Borella Cemetery. And in news overseas, veteran US talk show host Larry King dies at the age of 87. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. And now it's back to your Sunday morning host, my good friend Shantima, to brighten up your day.